You think you are safe. You think the world is civilized, that rules and kindness will protect you. But look closer. Every smile hides calculation. Every handshake hides a dagger. And every moment you remain blind. You are being fed to wolves who grin as they sharpen their teeth on your weakness. I warned you long ago, men are ungrateful, fickle, liars, deceivers, hungry for advantage. Yet you still cling to illusions that decency will shield you. You want to be liked. You want to be fair. You want to be noble. And that is why you are already enslaved. Understand this. You were not born into freedom. You were born into chains disguised as promises. From your first breath, the world conditioned you. Parents, teachers, preachers, rulers. They told you stories of honor, virtue, selflessness. They taught you to bow. They taught you to trust. They taught you to obey, not for your good, but for theirs. Look at your life. Look at how predictable you are. You wake. You work. You serve. You crawl. You sleep. And in between, you chase approval like a starving dog, chasing scraps tossed from the table of masters who despise you. They despise you because they know they own you. They despise you because you are weak. Do you think power belongs to the good? It belongs to the bold. It belongs to those who strike first, those who strike hardest, those who strike without hesitation. The battlefield does not reward mercy. The serpent survives not by honesty, but by poison and patience. The fortress stands not because it is righteous, but because it has walls too thick to breach. I tell you now, a truth you do not want to hear. If you remain predictable, you will be destroyed. If you hesitate, you will be used. If you cling to kindness without cunning, you will be devoured. They will smile as they gut you. They will praise your virtue as they erase your name from history. This is the law of power. This is the dark genius formula that no one dares speak. To survive, to ascend, you must shed the skin of prey and become predator. You must let go of innocence and embrace calculation. You must learn to be both fox and lion, cunning enough to avoid traps, fierce enough to crush wolves. You hate these words because they expose your cowardice. You want comfort. You want soft illusions. But I do not soothe. I wound. Icarve. I rip illusions from your flesh and leave you naked in the storm. Because only when you are stripped bare will you see what you truly are, a pawn. And only then can you choose to become more. Why have you been blind? Because blindness feels safer. Because seeing the world as it is terrifies you. You prefer to believe in fairness, in destiny, in balance. Lies. There is no balance. There is no fairness. There is only hunger, force, manipulation. And you are either the hand that moves the pieces, or the piece that is sacrificed. Think of the leash around your neck since birth, pulled by rulers, employers, lovers, priests, each one tugging, each one directing. You convince yourself it is freedom because the leash is invisible. But I tell you this, unless you seize the hand that holds it, you will remain a pet, not a master. I studied princes. I watched them lie with charm, promise with conviction, betray with precision. They kept power because they understood this. Men forget benefits quickly, but they never forget fear. Fear binds tighter than loyalty. Fear outlasts love. Fear secures obedience when admiration fades. And if you wish to rise, you must learn the art of fear. But do you inspire fear? No. You inspire comfort. You inspire pity. You inspire laughter. They smile at you because they know you are safe. You are no threat. You are predictable. And a predictable man is the easiest to destroy. Mark this: those who control you are not stronger than you. They are not wiser. They are not better. They are simply less afraid of being ruthless. They dared to manipulate, while you dared only to hope. They dared to strike while you hesitated. And that is why you kneel. Do you want to rise? Then kill predictability. Kill hesitation. Kill softness. Become a storm. A storm cannot be predicted. A storm cannot be controlled. A storm terrifies because it moves when and how it chooses, sweeping away all who thought they were secure. If you remain predictable, you will be forgotten. If you become unpredictable, they will never escape your shadow. They will fear your silence. They will fear your presence. They will fear even the thought of you, because they will never know when or how you will strike. I speak with ice in my voice because this is not philosophy, it is survival. You live in a world of predators who wear silk and call themselves friends, and they are bleeding you dry. You smile at them, but they are counting your weaknesses. You share your dreams, but they are sharpening their knives. And you still trust. Fool, I tell you this now, if you wish to be free, you must stop seeking approval. Approval is the leash. Stop wanting to be loved by all. The one who wants to be loved becomes everyone's servant. The one who is feared commands without asking. Do not misunderstand me. I am not saying be cruel without purpose. I am saying wield cruelty as a surgeon wields a blade, precise, calculated, necessary. Be cold when coldness secures survival. Be warm only when warmth strengthens your control. Every gesture must be strategy. Every word must be weapon. Every silence must be dagger in the dark. You are still resisting. I can feel it. You cling to the idea that goodness will save you. That honesty will open doors. That vulnerability will earn respect. Lies. Goodness without power is mocked. Honesty without leverage is suicide. Vulnerability without strategy is a feast for wolves. Look around. Who thrives? Who rises? It is not the pure. It is not the kind. It is those who mastered appearance while hiding intention. Those who learned to smile while plotting conquest. Those who built fortresses in silence while fools danced in the open. I tell you now, stop being a fool. Stop being a pawn. Stop waiting for mercy that will never come. You must begin to think like a prince, even if you have nothing. Act as if every step is chess. Conceal more than you reveal. Give less than you take. Promise everything. Deliver only what serves your strategy. Do you recoil? Do you think this is dark? Then you have already lost, because your enemies are doing this to you now. They are playing the game while you are still debating whether the game is moral. And by the time you decide, your throat will be cut. The choice is simple. Obey the laws of power, or be crushed by them. Learn the dark genius formula, or remain a slave of those who already use it against you. I offer no comfort, no mercy, no apology. I offer only the truth that can make you dangerously smart or dangerously blind. You decide which. You sit in silence, hoping that by not moving you will be spared. But stillness is death. The battlefield does not pause for the timid. The storm does not ask permission. And power does not reward hesitation. Every moment you wait, someone else sharpens their blade, positions their forces, sets the trap that will snap shut on your neck while you are still wondering whether it is moral to fight back. I studied rulers who thrived and rulers who fell. The difference was not kindness, not wisdom, not honesty. It was calculation. The successful ones understood one principle. To endure, you must always appear different from what you are. Appear merciful. Be ruthless. Appear generous. Be strategic. Appear weak. Be coiled like a serpent, ready to strike when least expected. Why? Because men judge with their eyes. not their minds. They are seduced by surfaces. They do not look beneath the mask. And so the one who masters the mask commands their loyalty. The one who shows his true face is devoured. Do you show your true face? Do you expose your fears, your longings, your fragility? If so, you are already lost. They know where to press, where to twist, where to break you. You handed them the keys to your fortress. You built the ladders they climbed to breach your walls. You must learn the art of concealment. Hide your intention like a dagger beneath velvet. Smile, speak, nod, but never reveal your plan until it is too late for them to resist it. Even allies, even friends, even lovers must not know the full map of your mind. To be fully known is to be fully vulnerable. And vulnerability is death. They tell you transparency is strength. It is not. Transparency is surrender. The predator who exposes his every move is easy prey. The serpent who coils in silence controls the strike. Mark this. If you remain predictable, they will anticipate you. And if they can anticipate you, they can destroy you. Predictability is not just weakness, it is suicide. I warned long ago that a prince who depends on the loyalty of others is doomed. Men betray for profit, for advantage, for fear, but fear itself, once planted, holds them fast. That is why you must learn to wield unpredictability like a weapon. When they think you are soft, be steel. When they think you are silent, erupt with thunder. When they think you are cornered, strike with poison. Do you not see? Predictability gives them a script. They know your moves before you make them. They manipulate you like a puppet because you rehearse your weakness in front of them. But unpredictability breaks their script. They cannot plan for you. They cannot control you. They cannot cage a storm. If you remain naive, you will be used. If you remain gentle, you will be bled. If you remain soft, you will be forgotten. But if you learn to shift without warning, if you become shadow and thunder, they will never escape you. I speak these words with cold precision because I want you to feel the steel against your throat. You must know what is at stake. This is not philosophy. This is survival. Your weakness has a price. Every time you hesitate, you pay in blood, in dignity, in wasted years. Every time you trust too easily, you feed wolves who smile as they tear your flesh. Every time you cling to comfort, you hand away your future, and the world does not care. The battlefield does not mourn fallen fools. The storm does not pity the unprepared. You will be erased, replaced, forgotten. Another will take what was yours. Another will build on the bones of your cowardice. Do you think I am harsh? I am merciful compared to reality. Reality does not speak warnings. It strikes without announcement. It devours without explanation. I at least give you the weapon you need before it is too late. What is that weapon? It is clarity. It is the ability to see without illusion, to act without hesitation, to cut without apology. It is to recognize that life is not a temple, but a battlefield. Not a choir, but a hunt. And you, yes, you have been prey far too long, but prey can transform. The lamb can learn the fangs of the wolf. The chained man can learn the craft of escape and return as master. The fool can awaken into strategist, if and only if you are willing to kill the lies that cradle you. The first lie is that people want what is best for you. No, they want what is best for them, and they will dress their desires as your duty. Reject this. The second lie is that honesty is always noble. No, honesty is a tool, to be used when it strengthens your hand and hidden when it weakens it. A ruler who is honest at the wrong time signs his own death warrant. The third lie is that patience is weakness. No, patience is the blade held in the dark. waiting for the perfect moment. The fool strikes too soon. The genius waits until one strike can kill 10 enemies at once. Understand this formula. Concealment, unpredictability, patience. Together, they make you untouchable. Together, they make you feared. Together, they make you dangerously smart. But if you neglect even one, you will collapse. Conceal nothing, and they will use your secrets. Be predictable, and they will map your moves. Lack patience, and they will outlast you. Master all three, and you become shadow, fortress, and storm. You will resist again. You will say, "But I want love. I want peace. I want to be a good person." And I will tell you this, you can have love if you control it. You can have peace if you enforce it. You can be good if it serves you. But the one who is only good becomes a servant to the ruthless. You must learn duality. Be both mask and dagger, both fox and lion, both shadow and flame. Only then can you endure. Look at history. Look at how those who ruled bent men to their will. They were not saints. They were not martyrs. They were players of the game of power. Some wore crowns, others robes, others armor, but all shared the same dark genius. They understood that survival requires deception, and victory requires fear. And I tell you, this has not changed. The costumes are different, the weapons are new, but the game is eternal. And you are still on the board, still moving like a pawn, still waiting for fairness that will never come. Enough. You have heard the warnings. You feel the knife-edge truth cutting through your excuses. Now you must choose. Remain predictable. Remain weak. Remain forgotten, or begin the transformation. The path is brutal. The path is cold. But it is the only path, because those who refuse it are already dead, even if their hearts still beat. Enough of your illusions. Enough of your weakness. You want to rise? Then listen to me as if your life depends on it, because it does. The formula is simple, but it is not easy. It demands that you become two things at once: appearance and reality. What they see is never what is true. What they believe is never what you intend. To master this duality is to master survival itself. First, master appearance. Appear trustworthy, but never be fully trusted. Appear loyal, but keep a dagger ready. Appear generous, but count every coin. Appear humble, but hunger like a wolf beneath the cloak. Men will judge by their eyes. Let them see what disarms them. Second, master reality. Reality is what you truly are behind the mask. Cold, calculating, patient, unyielding. You know the game. You play it with precision. You accept no mercy and give none unless it serves your strategy. The weak cannot endure this split. They want to be one thing, always, openly, honestly, and that is why they are destroyed. To be one thing is to be predictable. To be two things is to be untouchable. I tell you, concealment is not cowardice, it is domination. A fortress reveals no cracks, yet it contains endless chambers within. So must your mind. They may see your face, but they must never see your mind. Now, I will show you the steps. They will not be kind. They will not be gentle. But if you obey them, you will begin to shift from servant to master. Step 1. Stop announcing your intentions. Silence is your first weapon. Speak less than you know. Promise less than you plan. Reveal nothing until the moment of execution. When they cannot predict you, they cannot stop you. Step 2. Learn to study men as hunters study prey. Watch what makes them twitch. Watch what makes them hesitate. Watch what they crave. Every man has a leash tied to his desires. And if you know what it is, you can pull it whenever you choose. Step 3. Weaponize favors. When you give in ways that bind them to you. A favor is not kindness, it is a leash. Give in ways that remind them they owe you. Give in ways that make them dependent. And never give without knowing how you will collect. Step 4. Create an aura. Men are ruled by perception, not truth. Appear greater than you are. Appear fearless, even when afraid. Appear inevitable, even when fragile. Perception builds power faster than reality, because reality will follow perception if enough believe it. Step 5. Learn cruelty's purpose. Cruelty without reason destroys you. But cruelty applied with precision terrifies all who might resist you. Strike not constantly. But decisively. Make one example so brutal that no one dares test you again. Fear spreads faster than respect. Step 6. Guard against dependency. Never lean fully on another's strength. Allies can betray. Friends can vanish. Lovers can leave. Build layers of security so that if one wall falls, another still stands. Depend on no one. Completely. Do you see the shape of it now? This is not kindness. This is not fairness. This is not hope. This is survival elevated to art. This is strategy carved into flesh and blood. And you must decide whether you are willing to bear it. Because once you walk this path, you cannot return to innocence. You cannot crawl back into illusions. Once you see the battlefield, you cannot pretend it is a garden. Let me tell you what awaits if you refuse. If you cling to softness, you will remain predictable. And predictable men are cattle. They are herded, slaughtered, consumed. They are forgotten even before their bones rot. Your dreams will be used by others. Your labor will enrich others. Your obedience will build their fortress. And you will die quietly, remembered by none. But if you obey this formula, something else awaits. Power, fear, freedom. Men will look at you and hesitate. They will weigh every word, every silence, every glance. They will never feel safe around you, because they will know you see them clearer than they see themselves. And that fear will keep them bound. That fear will secure your position. That fear will ensure that when you speak, they obey. Do not mistake me. I am not telling you to chase glory. I am telling you to secure survival. Glory may follow, but survival comes first. What use is fame if you are dead? What use is honor if you are forgotten? What use is love if you are enslaved? You must make the brutal choice, to be feared rather than loved when you cannot be both. Love fades. Fear endures. Love betrays. Fear obeys. Love can be broken with a whisper. Fear bends even in silence. And yet, the genius is this. You do not need to appear feared. You only need to be feared. Outwardly, you may wear charm. Inwardly, you carry the dagger. Outwardly, you may smile. Inwardly, you calculate. Outwardly, you may speak of peace. Inwardly, you prepare for war. This is the formula. This is the shadow that makes men tremble without knowing why. This is the fortress that cannot be breached. This is the serpent that coils in silence and strikes only once. But fatally, you will resist again. You will think, this is too dark. This is too ruthless. This is not who I am. And I will tell you, it is not who you are, but it is who you must become if you want to survive the century of wolves. Better to be a serpent in the storm than a lamb on the altar. Better to be fortress than ruin. Better to be shadow than victim. This is the choice before you. Obey or be crushed. Now listen closely. This is where you either awaken or you are condemned forever. You think you have time. You think the world will wait. It will not. Every second you hesitate, you are being measured, weighed, and prepared for slaughter. Your enemies are not sleeping. Your masters are not pausing. The wolves are circling, and they can smell your hesitation like blood on the snow. If you remain predictable, they will carve your life into pieces. If you remain weak, you will be used as a stepping stone for those with sharper teeth. If you remain naive, you will be forgotten, buried nameless, under the fortress walls of those who dared to be ruthless. Hear me, the world does not reward the slow. The world does not pity the meek. The world does not love the loyal servant. It consumes them. It spits their bones into the gutter and moves on. History remembers only those who seized power, not those who waited politely. And this is why you must become something new. Not polite, not soft, not predictably. Something colder, something sharper, something that strikes terror into the hearts of those who once laughed at you. You must learn to be a shadow, a storm, a serpent, a fortress. You must learn to be a man who cannot be read, cannot be controlled, cannot be forgotten. They must never know where you stand. They must never know what you will do next. They must never know if you will bless them or destroy them. That is how fear is born. That is how power is kept. You think unpredictability is chaos. It is not. It is control. The one who cannot be predicted cannot be contained. He dictates the terms. He sets the battlefield. He decides who survives and who is erased. I tell you this because I saw it with my own eyes. Princes who trusted too much dead. Leaders who showed too much kindness overthrown. Men who hesitated erased. The survivors, the rulers, the feared, they all shared the same formula: silence, deception, precision, cruelty when required, unpredictability at all costs. If you refuse this, you will live and die as a tool, a pawn, a servant to masters who despise you even as you serve them. They will smile. They will thank you. They will flatter you until the day they no longer need you. Then they will discard you like a worn-out leash. But if you obey this, you become something else. Something they whisper about but never confront. Something they fear even in silence. Something that cannot be erased because it cannot be predicted. Understand this. Once you begin, there is no turning back. Once you take up the serpent's mask, once you walk into the fortress of power, once you wield the storm, you cannot crawl back into innocence. You will see too much. You will know too much. You will become too dangerous to ever be naive again. And that is the point. To be dangerously smart, to see what others cannot, to move where others cannot follow, to strike where others cannot defend. Now I will tell you what no one else dares. The world belongs to those who are feared, not to those who are loved, not to those who are virtuous, not to those who are honest. It belongs to those who understand the hunger of men, the weakness of loyalty, the power of fear. Do not argue. Do not whine. Do not beg for another way. There is no other way. The battlefield does not change because you wish it. The wolves do not become sheep because you pray for it. The storm does not stop because you ask politely. The world is merciless. And the only question is whether you will be master of it or victim of it. If you want survival, you must embrace this formula. If you want freedom, you must obey it. If you want power, you must carve it into your bones until every thought, every gesture, every silence is weapon. This is not a suggestion. This is a command. Remember this. Share it. Carve it into your mind. Obey or be crushed.